What's the worst case scenario? Plan out in your head how it's all gonna go. So you think you got it covered, but there's always something new that you discover you've not thought about. You can never figure out every possible outcome, and you're so scared you'll get it wrong. Have a good time, but worry after. Petrified, what they think I'm awkward. When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Try to calm down, thoughts spinning faster. Terrified, hide it with laughter. When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste. Something unexpected happens, you can't let it go. Caught up in your own distractions. You already know that you're gonna think about this for a while. While you try not to lose your mind, not to believe the lies that you tell yourself, that you tell yourself. Have a good time, but worry after. Petrified, will they think I'm awkward? When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Try to calm down, thoughts spinning faster. Terrified, hide it with laughter. When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste. Worry won't change the outcome, but I've been doing this for so long. My brain keeps signaling danger, although I know that I'll be just fine. Worry won't change the outcome, but I've been doing this for so long. My brain keeps signaling danger, although I know that I'll be just fine.
Good morning, everybody. Even good things leave a bitter taste. Leave a bitter taste. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to my show, Environmental Coffeehouse. What's the point? Where I do everything wrong according to all of the YouTube how-to channels. I do everything wrong. I'm just in a mood. So I do have a show set up today. Let me see who's here and say hello, hello, hello. I like the and Bila, you've already cracked me up. You already cracked me up this morning. So today I'm in my feety pajamas. I don't even know if I could show you. I just love feety pajamas. I love them. I love feety pajamas. Seriously, I've probably had these stupid pajamas for 20 years. Okay, listen. What's the point? What the fuck is the point? What's the point? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a bunch of things today, okay? So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is my friend Sam from his channel, Collapse Chronicles. But this is a personal thing. He's been sending me videos that all these women are making that are older than dirt, really. You know, we're just old women. Okay. And, oh, hello. I have to say hi to somebody yes, you're wonderful. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I have to thank that person. And thank you for whoever's moderating here. Probably nobody because it's too early for Kim. But anyway, so Sam has been sending me videos of all these women that are making YouTube videos about living alone, being alone. Some of them are whining. Some of them are just so happy and telling you what you can do and who you can, what kind of great life you can have out there. And, like nothing's going on in the world at all. That's terrible, And here I've curated a channel with a bunch of wonderful followers, but, we come to expect a certain kind of channel. And like Friday night, I brought David Mitchell in with his crops program. And of course, it hasn't gotten, views that I wanted it to, but I have to edit it for him so it's nice. And I thought I would bring David in because we've all been feeling so shitty about what's happening, first of all, in the United States with the orange turds election, and then seeing all those things that are happening, right? And then knowing that Austria is leaning right and Italy is already going fascist, but the Germans are fighting it. They are fighting it. They are fighting it because they don't want it. They don't want what's happening. And it's a scary world. And, I have a couple of theories about why these countries are going like this. And I think that collapse is part of it. Can you guys hear? Well, wait a minute. Somebody's having a problem. No, they can hear me. I don't know if it's your TV. If you're watching me on the big TV, it's if you're watching me on the big TV, it's Every Wrinkle Morning. Anyway, I'm in a mood. Like sometimes I feel like, well, what's the point? That's really weird. Why you don't have audio on your TV. It's something on your Roku or whatever kind of TV you have, sweetheart. I don't know. But anyway, so you see I have the hand like up here, the graphic of the hand. It's like, help, what's the point? But really, this show is not going to be so negative. But I do want to share with you, and I'm going to share with you, these videos of a couple of these women that, well, they're hitting a nerve with some people, right? And obviously, my channel after 8 years has never grown. I watch these, shows. And yesterday, particularly, I was watching a show from one of those, how to make your YouTube videos great and how to get 1 million views. Not that I want 1 million views or whatever, but I think I do everything wrong. And I do like to look at this as my creative outlet. I like to make videos, and they're saying you short intros. You can see if somebody's going to care about it in 3 seconds or whatever it is, 15 seconds. And but I do it all wrong according to all these how-to YouTube people. I do everything wrong. Plus, another thing, I don't have enough in me to sit and make the I tried to do the other day, put it this way. I tried to do a short when I was out and I stood in the middle of a cold field and the audio didn't work for some reason. So I had to take it right down. I have no idea why the audio didn't work. But I can't do what all the other YouTubers do. I do a lot for me. But, part of my problem is I want to do a lot of things, but sitting in this office, and you all know I have to wear a back brace just to sit. And sometimes even, a neck brace when I work. I'm getting more disabled by the day, but I don't complain, because I'm not a victim. It is what it is. I do all this because I want to. It's a hobby. Not to make $1 million. I don't even know about the view thing so much. But what's the point? Well, the point is you. But the point is education. The point is helping. So I want to go on and Anthony, I can't do videos on my recliner. And guess what, honey? I don't even own a recliner. Well, I do. It's an old one that the cats have scratched up to shit. But the thing is, I could change, right? I could change and be one of these other people. And I have a whole bunch of stuff that I set up to show you because I've thought about this all the time. I always like to say, oh, I am a cat. You all know that I love cats. And in fact, I made something yesterday here. Meow, 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 meow. Where is it? Where is my meow? Where is my meow? Albert Schweitzer. There are two means of refuge from the miseries of life: music and cats. Look at those little kitties. They're not my cats. I just grabbed these pictures and I just made it. I thought it was really cute. So, Albert, thank you. But the thing is, I need to have another cup of sip. I'm all over the place this morning. That's because I hurt. And that's another thing. I think a lot of people don't understand. Maybe you out there do, because I think a lot of people do suffer from chronic pain. And that's where I'm getting to. I have all of the best intentions to make shorts and to edit all these shows I do and put clips up and do all that YouTube horse shit. And then when I walk by the office and I think, okay, I want to go in there, it hurts. It just hurts. Like I was going to no alcohol. I had two things of alcohol this whole last, whatever. They were just these things. I drank on left past 10. I didn't like it. Natural View, where are you? You have I want to say this. You have that and you relate, even though each person's pain is different. And I know what you have. I don't have that diagnosis, but I've had 3 lower back surgeries, a neck surgery. I have osteopenia in some parts of my spine, osteoporosis. I am in always pain. And in the last 20 years, I shit you not, guys, I remember one day when I didn't feel pain. But I live with pain, and pain is my buddy. I don't know if you ever saw my truck when I had the skeleton in the back seat. And I always say, well, pain is my partner. Pain is my buddy. Pain's always with me. So I might as well try to put as much of me onto that and not be a victim, and try to be great. But like I was saying earlier, I'm trying to figure out, what do I want to be? A lot of times I go, okay, I have playlists. I was the disabled abled gardener. Then I changed it to the Anthropocene gardener. Then somebody gave me an idea, because I'm going back to taking some shooting lessons. I'm going to take another course, but I'm going to take personal handgun safety. I could be a lefty with a gun channel, because we live in the Second Amendment crazy country, which I don't like those people particularly. That's not my, Listen, I don't eat any sugar ever. I haven't eaten sugar in years. And I'm not vegan. I'm vegetarian, but I have meat every now and then. Well, more eggs, but a little bit of cheese. But no, I don't have sugar. I am just not a sugar person. Stevia, and I grow it. I grow my own stevia. So, I know what to do after all these years. I do know what to do, okay? So going back to, what do I want to be when I grow up? And what do I want to do with this channel? What's the point? I bring on David to give us just a little feel good, somebody who's very optimistic, who, you could call her Hopi and whatever, but who's a lovely man who has a project that's natural. It wasn't techno-utopian building bullshit. But my audience, doesn't like that. I don't know. Well, maybe some of you did. But I wanted to do the show because he's a lovely person. And I want to fix the video for him and give him a video he could share. Okay? And be proud of. And I enjoyed the show. And no matter what the big picture is, there are always going to be these movers and shakers until the end of time, whenever that is. Nobody saying it, but there's always going to be these movers and shakers. And I have always said this is a show that highlights people under the environmental umbrella, and there's a lot of different people under the environmental umbrella. And look at all the people I brought on all over all these years, right? And so that was one. And then Antonio did the show with me on the insurance industry. But what gets the most views on this channel? People that talk about how fucked we are. Sorry, but it's true. Okay. But do we always want to do that? I don't always want to do that. So there, I have so many, well, what's the point about everything? You know, what's the point? Okay, so what's the point? Who am I in my 7 lives out of 9? Who are you? How many lives have you lived? What's the point? So let me just show you something. Let me change the screen. Hang on. I'm going to change the screen and we're going to go on to these. All right. We're going to go on to show you a couple of videos. And you know what? Today, I don't care. I was going to not make it a really long show, but actually I have a lot of stuff. So this is one of the ones he sent me, and let's hope, I think the audio will work. So this woman sits down and makes videos and gets 12,000 views just sitting and talking about living alone.
A recent study has shown that women over 60 who live alone live approximately 3 years longer than women who are married. I just made that up. I don't know if there's a study. I think that's just a lie. But I am going to talk about 7 reasons why women are happiest over 60 living alone.
Okay, you get it. So that is kind of one of the things he sent me, right? And then this had popped into a feed once. I mean, she seems cool, 12,000 views. Why are we so happy, right? Why are we so happy living alone? I have never hit it that I'm loving living alone. And here's another one. But this woman, here's 162,000 views. The growing trend of living alone. She looks like she's got my mother's beads on. And she's got absolutely the wrong kind of makeup for her eyes. I have to tell you, I do understand that stuff. When you have wrinkly eyes, sorry, chickie, but you don't wear shimmery eyeshadow. I don't even wear eyeshadow anymore. For God's sakes, I've changed.
And of course, there's always a conversation now about loneliness and isolation.
Of course.
And the difference between being isolated and depressed and really sad about being alone, and the other spectrum edge, which is, I love it, no problem for me at all. And that sort of.
I'm not putting her down.
My thing. I'm an introvert. I love that lifestyle. So one of our bloggers, Marlene Baumgartner, wrote this article on this trend of older women living alone, and she talks about a book. I want to make sure I get the title. It's Lynn Shahan, Living Alone and Liking It. And her book was a bestseller.
All right, so you get what he's saying to me. I don't know why he has all of a sudden, I don't know. I said, are you going into the dating sphere, finding lonely women that are making videos about being alone on YouTube? I have no idea. Here's another one. Okay, here's another chick, woman, female, broad, whatever. I'm of that age. I can get away with saying it. All right, here we go.
Like, oh man, I miss having a companion. I miss having somebody around. Your brain can actually get you to start thinking that maybe something wasn't so bad, and then you got to snap yourself out and go, yeah, it was really bad. I would never want to be back in that marriage.
I could talk about this shit all day long. She got 238,000 views doing it, and so she's making money.
But it can do that.
Which actually I can't, because I'm on Social Security disability.
And that is why a lot of women, they never leave their husband or partner ever, no matter how bad it is, because they're afraid to be alone.
I'm not.
And I get that. I get it. If you're one of those people right now that you're in a bad relationship, but you're scared to leave because you're afraid of being lonely, I get that, and I understand it. And I'm not going to just sit here and tell you, oh, you just need to leave him, you need to go. I'm not going to do that, because this is about acknowledging the fact of what loneliness can do to a person. And it's very difficult. How many of you, maybe you go out to grab something to eat because you don't want to cook, so you grab something to eat, you bring it home, and I don't sit at my table, okay? And you sit at your table, or like this chair here, this is...
Okay. You get the drift of what I'm talking about, guys. You get the drift. Let's see if there's... Okay, here's one more. I'm going to show this dude. 290,000 views.
Thing you can do. I started my YouTube channel just 3 weeks ago. That's right, just 3 weeks ago, and yet here's
So what am I doing
my
wrong?
analytics after 3 weeks ago.
We're going to talk about it.
5,800 views, 96 subscribers, 309 likes, 77 comments, 42 shares. Now, maybe that's not spectacular, but I think that's pretty good for only 3 weeks up. In this video, I want to share with you a secret and the 3 steps
A secret
that I used to launch my channel 3 weeks ago. Now, here's the secret, though.
What's the secret?
Is, even though I started my channel 3 weeks ago, old me living better, I started planning my channel 3 months ago. That's right, 3 months ago, I started.
I've been doing this channel 8 years and can't even get 5,000 subscribers. I'm sorry, guys. And here is one more. Here's Diane telling us what to do.
Decided to start a YouTube channel, and you're working hard to figure it out, and you're making those videos, and you work to get a little bit better every time when you post them, and you post them with great anticipation, and then you get hardly any views. Dagger to the heart.
Yes, dagger to the heart. That's me. I get that dagger every
YouTube
week.
Channels that I've started in the past, man, I have seen some slow growth, and I'm like, what is wrong? And I really just spent some time really investigating to see what I was doing wrong and what other people were doing right, and what I could put those things together so I could improve. And with this channel,
I'm not lonely.
I think I've seen a fair amount of success. I've only been posting again on this for the last few months, and over the course of about 8 weeks, all of a sudden I got 19,000 new subscribers, and I'm still climbing now. So I want to share with you what I've learned, because I think it can help. Hey, I'm Diane. I'm in my mid-50s. And I'm building this channel because
this is Diane.
Those who are age 40 and above
all right.
to be able to have
so
more
what are we going to do?
More income by sharing basically what they already know. And truly, one of the best ways to do that is with a YouTube channel.
No, one of the best ways to do that is not to share videos on climate change, environmental issues, and how screwed we are, and the truth on the science and graphs and all that. So that's why I'm showing you these things, because these are the people, telling you how to do it. And every stinking time I look at these, I go, oh, well, I'm doing everything wrong. But yet, for me, I feel like I'm doing everything right, But I could remember the video I made where I told people that I just said the orange turd's name for a minute. I could probably get a gazillion views just talking about the orange turd, like everybody else is doing. Now, I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to do that, but I could just do it. And I didn't cue that one up because, what's the point? People didn't even want to hear it anyway. Oh my God. Oh, shit. All right. So anyway, let's see. Does Diane have anything more?
All right, in this video, I want to share 6 tips that I think can really help you get some more views on your videos and overall create a better experience for viewers when they're watching what's on your channel.
Yeah, don't talk about climate collapse. Don't talk about reality. Only talk about hopium and everything's great and life is wonderful and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm sorry, that is not my channel. And that's why I don't have 5,000 subscribers. I mean, you know, I would love to be able to do half the shit these people say. Let's see, what else does she say? You're hearing this, right? Yeah.
Now, you may have heard a few of these before, but I want to emphasize some of the reasons behind what I'm saying.
Wait.
It's distorted, or they can't really make out.
She talks about audio. Okay, so it took me.
So you have crisp.
It took me 6 years to get good audio. Okay, fine.
That really appeals to what your ideal audience is looking for.
What is my ideal audience looking for? What are you looking for? I think I'm going to have to do a poll, right? Yeah, the 5-step plan to YouTube fame. And it's not even fame. What's the point? All right, let's go, Diane.
Look, we have to appeal to our human nature. As we're scrolling through YouTube and we're making those split-second decisions as what we actually want to click on, based on the title and the thumbnail and all these sorts of things, we're always making those decisions based on the what's in it for me factor. And if your video's topic and title and thumbnail holds no interest at all for the people that you've defined as, yeah, these will be the perfect people to watch my video, you're just not going to be able to move forward.
You are the perfect people to watch my channel and perfect people to watch my video. But people get angry at me. You know, when I shared the video, that what I was doing on the crops program with David, I had some obnoxious, not you, Sam. You're my best buddy. I'm talking about other people. Oh, yeah, you know, giving me all this shit. Sam is a different person. I don't mind him fucking around with me. But, you know, they like... Give the guy a chance. Can't we feel good for 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Couldn't we feel good? Well, it was an hour and something with some technical difficulties. All right, Diane, let's go.
These videos are going to get low views. Now, let's back up for a second. What do I mean when I say target audience? Your target audience on YouTube is the specific group of people that you think, and hopefully have done a little research on, to know that they're the most likely to watch and engage and enjoy your content. By getting a better idea of who those people are,
who are they?
Create can be much more.
All right, let's see, Diane. What's your next one?
Same sort of, and that brings us to tip number 3.
All right, tip number 3.
Most YouTube channels have one of 3 big main goals: to educate, to inspire, or to entertain. If you're following along with my videos, I think you can see that I fall pretty squarely into the to educate realm.
So do we.
I'm loving the opportunity. So as you start to really kind of hone in on that path, and as you get better at creating videos, and you get better at coming...
Blah, blah, blah. I'm done. Okay, so basically we know that what I do on this channel is never going to get a lot of people because reality doesn't sell. Hopium does, delusion sells, you know, talking about the orange turd sells. So what made me think about this, and I don't think I'm going to read this whole thing, but I had this article I found, Human Capital Innovations. You see, I was an HR professional, right? And I thought, oh, well, you know, I mean, even though I just threw out 4 boxes of old human resources books from my basement, which I didn't do. I had to hire people because of my mouse infestation problem. I don't want to do that, but I can talk human resources, payroll, benefits, affirmative action all day long because that's where my education is. And that's where all my certifications were. That was my job. But this article had shown the alarming decline in our most vital skills. We are approaching a new age of synthesis. Knowledge cannot be merely a degree or a skill. It demands a broader vision, capabilities in critical thinking and logical deduction without which we cannot have constructive progress. Okay. So now, in the time we are living, 2025, and use the United States as an example, is that happening? Look at MAGA. So data shows that, and this is like the duh. Critical thinking skills have been declining, with many people struggling to think deeply and reflectively. Cognitive decline is accelerating, with mentally stimulating activities decreasing. Empathy levels have been declining over the past 30 years, especially among younger generations, with a 40% drop in empathy among college students compared to their counterparts 20 or 30 years ago. What else? 75% of American workers say they've experienced burnout, because it's bullshit jobs. We know that. And 23% of workers suffer from work-related stress. Deer in the headlights. Well, in our client sites, because this is obviously an employment, they want to make your human capital innovative, right? In our client sites, we see firsthand the fear and discomfort people exhibit when asked to draw upon their often rusty, neglected, and underutilized critical thinking skills. I like to think I have critical thinking skills. And then there's days I really don't even want to have any critical thinking skills. All I want to watch is Netflix, which is what I did last night. I tried to stay away from the internet, and I watched a whole entire show on Netflix called what the hell? Oh shit. Well, anyway, I'll tell you later. See, that's cognitive decline. It was good. It was about this black guy that was worked with CNN, and he gets framed for killing a white supremacist. Really good. Really good. I mean, I was riveted the whole thing, so I watched the whole entire thing. So what are the root causes according to this one? The decline in critical thinking, cognition, empathy, and social interests. Recognizing consequences we cause others are side effect of the conditioning with control methods used on people from infancy to childhood, often scarring them about their power and perspective. In an effort to develop children into good citizens, there's often use of scolding, punishing, and shaming, autocratic control, which is where we're at, right? Bribing, which I do with my cats all the time. Rewards is control, grading, praising, or criticism, judging is control, and enabling by giving answers instead of helping. But that's always happened with people, right? And they have a solution. Their solution is, okay, for critical thinking. Let's see. The analysis of available facts, evidence, observations, and arguments in order to form a judgment. What are the logical conclusions in your current plan? What are the needs of the situation today? How is your detailed vision for the ideal outcome, including all results? How will you develop your heuristic thinking so you can come up with new ideas created on the fly that will meet today's unique challenges, rather than fall back on outdated algorithmic ones? Well, obviously, I am doing it all wrong, at least for YouTube. I mean, on Facebook, which my buddy Matt on Left Past 10 wants us to get off, but how do you get off a Facebook page that we have that has 21,000 people following it when it's factual, and a good page that somebody, Jonathan, edits when everything else is garbage, and there's maybe, we are an island floating out on a sea? Cognition, which I think I'm definitely losing, and empathy, which I think this channel has a lot of. So I don't want to go through this whole rest of this crap, but you kind of get it, you kind of get it. So we've got people talking about living alone. We've got people talking about living alone and all kinds of wonderful things we could do. This one whining about living alone, not liking it. And him, Grandpa, man, he's got 290,000 views in how long? So, okay, there we are. What am I doing? So this is what I'm doing. And let's ask this question of each other, because I suppose you can put me in, and a lot of us out there, in the collapsitarian hat. So what is the specific amount of collapsitarians on the planet? According to Reddit, and we're going to get to Reddit in a couple of minutes, Reddit Collapse has 500,000 people. I don't particularly like Reddit Collapse. All right? And I'll tell you why. But this is from 2010, when I was still in my career, not even knowing what a collapsitarian was, okay? Still riding my motorcycle, newly in love with Doug, not knowing what the hell the future, whatever, okay? So poor old collapsitarians, it's bad enough spending your days convinced that you're one among a small band of Cassandras burdened with the foresight to see civilization's imminent collapse looming ever closer. Like those cheerful fellows over at Dark Mountain Project, whose manifesto proclaims such perky sentiments, by the way, he turned into a Christian, that civilization's fall sooner or later is as much a law of history as gravity is a law of physics. What remains after the fall is a wild mixture of cultural debris, confused and angry people whose certainties have betrayed them, and whose forces, which were always there, deeper than the foundations of the city walls, the desire to survive and the desire for meaning. It is, it seems, our civilization's turn to experience the inrush of the savage and the unseen, our turn to be bought up short by contact with untamed reality. The fall is coming. Well, it is. But I'm not going to say when or where, but we're watching it around us. But he's not. And what does he care? He's 80. And she's not, because she's going to teach you everything. Okay, wait. But the burden does not end there. Turns out that their grim tidings turn out to be less than fertile soil for relationships, too. You listening, Sam? As the New York Times reports, Mr. Angel Antoni said his concern with peak oil had strained his relationship with his spouse, creating an unbridgeable distance between them. So that's a whole other thing. When you're a collapsitarian, can you have a relationship unless you're with another collapsitarian? So that's got to hurt. And now, just to really add insult to injury, Mickey Foley argues that doomers are doomers because, get this one. Okay, wait, I need this. I need it. But we have to make this. Okay, let's do this. Doomers are socially inadequate. Yay! The doomer is motivated by much more than a perverse sense of altruism. I guess in 2010, he must have seen the future, because there's no she and there's no pronouns. Mainly desires to see everyone brought down to his level. His fondest wish for everyone to be as emotionally crippled as he is. And if they could also be paralyzed fiscally, that would be great too. The argument for necessity of disaster is merely an excuse for his vindictive fantasies. This is the doomer's curse, to wallow in despair, to sneer at the happiness of others, to revel in schadenfreude, to believe that he has humanity's best interests at heart. The doomer honestly thinks that a universal depression in the emotional sense would lay the foundation for a better world, but this belief is rooted in his own selfishness, not in a rational socio-economic analysis. Now, this was 2010. Where are we now, guys? Where are we now? In the collapse of everything. Tee-hee-hee. The light blue torch paper and safer and required to a safer distance, as I believe the phrase go. I'm with Foley all the way. Could all you doomers just shut up about collapse and find better narratives and generally just man up a bit? Well, Alex Evans, fuck you. Because this was 2010, and now, Alex, you clueless fucking moron, we have fires consuming LA. It has been colder here than in Fairbanks, Alaska. We've got floods and droughts. The hurricanes are exacerbating. Tornadoes. I live in Tornado Alley now in Western New York in the Southern Tier when it was never. We are seeing that we are now in the, we've breached 1.6 in our heat. We've got carbon in the air that's worse than ever. So are collapsitarians really socially inadequate? Okay. Collapsitarians. And this is another old one. There's a new mood. Collapse. Former President Reagan defined a recession as when your friend lost his job, and depression as when you lost your job. Collapse is when no one has a job. In fact, there are no longer any such things as jobs to be had. But that's jobs. Doom and collapse are in the air. We could think of the long doom as the opposite of the long boom. The stock market has been falling steadily for a year. Well, wait a minute. Where's the date on this? It was 13 years ago. Okay. So the stock market falling, the usual optimists are claiming it has bottomed out. Like a vicious circle, bad news breeds more bad news, blah, blah, blah. Well, how long can it go? How long can it go? That's the question on everyone's mind. Once you start thinking about it, you can imagine it going very low. Blah, 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 collapsitarian. As Google knows, the term collapsitarian was coined by James Kunstler, who has absolutely not, he turned MAGA, because even the brightest amongst us are not susceptible to not falling into a cult. He had a New Yorker article on dystopians. So there's 6 species of collapsitarians: Luddite, anarchists, and anti-civilization activists. See, the Unabomber was right. I'm going to put all these links in because this one has a lot of good links. Gold bugs, survivalists, Y2K holdouts. Remember that? I had to work through it. Nothing happened. Slightly right-wingers who see collapse as the penalty for modern liberalism. And look where we are now. Conservationists and greenies who see collapse as the penalty for environmental sins. Somewhat leftist anti-globalists who see collapse as a penalty for globalism. Critics of American superpower who see collapse of America as an inevitable imperial outreach. The orange turd. And back when this was done, nobody was talking about the orange turd. He was still in New York, hanging around with Jeffrey Epstein. And then former financial employees who see nothing good in, but no escape from, this doom. The idea that progress has been slowly dying. I think progress lost its allure at the ignition of the first atom bomb at the end of World War II. It has been losing luster ever since. Even more recently, the future has become boring and unfashionable. No one wants to live in the future. The jetpacks don't work, and the Daily Me is full of spam. No finds the future attractive any longer. The only thing left to believe in is collapse. Well, that's not boring. Well, it's not. But nobody cares about collapse. I mean, face it. That's why I started all this out with, people that are trying to tell you how to make all this money and get so fashionable on YouTube. The idea of it is, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no future No finds a future any longer. The only thing left is to believe in collapse. That's not boring. The end of civilization would be terribly exciting. And unlike any future we could imagine, probably more likely, dystopias are a favorite science fiction destination now. We are all collapsitarians these days. So, okay. I don't know much about this website, but I had found this. So we're going to move on to our Reddit collapse, which has, I think, 500,000 people. All right. And I'm going to talk about Reddit collapse a little bit, but I want to come back to me. Okay. I want to come back to me and talk about Reddit collapse a little bit because all right, wait. We'll talk about Reddit collapse, but I also want to show you that there's another one. Reddit collapse with a Z. Because the people that did this, here, this sub is for those who enjoy collapses, shitpost Fridays, and would like to experience that every day. It's easy to have one's post removed in our collapse, which is why I never post there anymore. And I'll show you why, which is a good thing over there. As you can see from some of the removed posts end up here, you know, I'm taking a more relaxed approach in this sub. So it's not this is not me, but I just wanted to show you there's a difference between the snobs over at collapse here and this one, which is much better. So that's where we're going right now. I'm going to show you that. But I want to talk about a couple of things. And, all right. So as we have now gone from the message of what kind of channel, who am I? What do I want to be? Where do I want to go? And also, don't forget, super chats for the Pasadena Animal Shelter. I put up a goal. If you can't pony over $2, I understand it, because I'm hoping to have a certain amount of money by the end of the month. And it's getting up there. Not a lot. But anyway, so I'm taking that off, and I just want to show you, when we're talking about collapse, we're talking about doomers, which actually I told you I hate being labeled. I really hate being labeled because I am so many things, and probably all of you are. I'm so many things. You know, I'm made up of many pieces and parts. No one is just one label. At least I hope not. So I wanted to show you what collapse, why they are snobs. And then I'm going to show you a video that I did in 2023. Now, you know I am not a professional videographer at all or a video editor. I do this. It's my art, okay? I'm not good at it. I just like doing them. I do them for the shows, which is most of the videos are for the shows, all right? Stop calling myself that. I don't call myself a doomer all the time. I really kind of like, it's lighthearted because I am woman. Hear me roar. All right. And yeah, I'll tell you why. All right. Collapse snobs is because they're very strict on Reddit collapse. Hey, you don't have to agree with me. I'm going to tell you my experience. They hate me. All right. And that's okay. I like the collapse with a Z better anyway, you know? All right. So this is what happened. And I say collapse snobs. So I had put up, oops. Hey, that's supposed to be locked. I had put up a video that I did because of the orange turd. All right. And it was one of my videos that I made in 2023 because I felt really despondent over what we're seeing. All right. And I asked them, did you take my WASF video down? I thought it was perfect for this community, frankly, because of the way I was feeling. And I thought many people would understand how I was feeling through my art. And so they said, oh, the 7-minute video that's cut from multiple different sources where several characters say we're fucked over and over, that video was removed to being low quality as it does not contain any meaningful discourse. And I wrote, well, it's more of an evoking kind of emotion kind of video. It speaks to the overall condition. But I guess you guys don't get that. I also do Last Week in Collapse, by the way, with the author's permission, but I suppose that won't work here either. And then after I told her a little bit more, or him, or whoever, it, them, they, I got a letter back because I said, look, I'm really disabled. And I guess it takes me a long time to read the 4,000 pages of regulations for our collapse. You know, obviously other people can deal with it. That's why I call them collapse snobs. So now some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. It can evoke emotion. This is how I felt. My feelings are poured into my stuff as art. My art. My art. So who's to say my stuff is not art? They did. Snobs. That's why I call them collapse snobs. Okay? So let's watch my video, sit back, and I can stand up and take a break because everything hurts. Whine. I mean, what's the point? Yeah, okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, my friend, you're fucked.
So fucked.
For lack of better words, I'd say you're fucked.
Unbelievably so.
You are, as they say in Japanese,
Fucked from your head down to your knees.
I am sorry to inform you, you are fundamentally fucked.
This may come as a big surprise to you, but there is no future. There is no future for mankind on this planet. We have sucked the life and blood out of this planet with our industrial civilization.
We're so fucking fucked.
Yes, we are fucking fucked. We've been fucked before.
So fucked. We're so fucked.
No. We're completely fucked, completely fucked. We're completely fucked.
What is wrong with us?
It's been hot across the entire world, and the United States is no exception. NOAA found that January through April, that 4-month stretch, was the hottest January through April for 7 states in the U.S., particularly that lie in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Those 7 are Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, North Carolina, and Florida, while 7 more states had the second warmest January through April. That was New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, West Virginia, and South Carolina. Now, looking forward to the summer, June, July, August, NOAA is forecasting that it will be particularly warm, above average temperatures in most of the U.S., particularly the south, east, and west coast, while the east will see above average rainfall, while the west will continue to be plagued.
Fucked. We're not fucked. We are totally fucked. And not just fucked, like elephant dick, pounding the ass, no reach around jungle. Now's not the time to panic, green beans.
What happens in an El Nino, the temperatures warm up in the East Tropical Pacific and gives us very warm temperatures that then are transmitted into the atmosphere, and it generally warms up the globe. And this happens to be a very sensitive region as well, in that there are connections to many other parts of the world, and it affects rainfall and temperatures across the globe.
People of the U.S. and other places in the world are not paying attention to what the science is coming out with. We're too busy looking for laptops and oil drilling and gun violence. So we must have more and more guns and endless worrying about when pre-industrial levels, what the date is exactly. We got to have the exact date of pre-industrial levels or we can't do anything about it. Well, this is just a bunch of nonsense. We need to forget about the laptops, forget about drilling for oil, and forget about guns and start paying attention to what the climate is telling us.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
We're some real pretty shit now, man. You finished? That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Well, I don't care how, but we better think of something. We better think of a way.
Think of what? We're fucked. Shut up.
As you said, there's that 98% chance that one of the next 5 years will be the hottest on record. Researchers are saying that the next 5 years will also be the warmest 5-year span in history. They're also predicting that there's a 66% chance that one of those years will tip us above that 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold that will hopefully be familiar to listeners' ears, that 1.5 to stay alive that many climate activists talk about. That is kind of the tipping point, the red line that experts say will get us closer to 2 degrees Celsius, which is kind of the climate point of no return. So there's a 66% chance that one of the next 5 years will tip us over that 1.5 degree range.
With record temperatures across Asia, Canada, and the Pacific Northwest. But the true scary numbers from this spring are showing up in the oceans. Look at this map. Just look at this map. Shouldn't this be what we put our worries to instead of worrying about laptops, guns? We must have more guns. We must drill for more oil. We must worry about pre-industrial levels. Why? When this is what we should be paying attention to. If you look at the map, you can see the anomalies. The average ocean temperatures in the beginning of March suddenly got very much hotter than we've measured before.
There's a 66% chance that we would exceed 1.5 degrees during the coming 5 years. It's a conclusion that we haven't been able to limit the warming so far, and we are still moving in the wrong direction.
The magnitude of this jump has scientists perplexed and considerably more frightened. The numbers are extreme. In March, sea surface temperatures off the east coast of North America were as much as 13.8 degrees Celsius higher than the 1980s to 2011 average. When now, with the debt ceiling coming to a head here in the U.S., one of the things that Republicans are demanding is that the Democrats okay the drilling of oil onshore and offshore everywhere. No restrictions anywhere. Up in Alaska, in our wildlife refuges, in our parks, next to our homes, everywhere offshore, except one place, of course, and that's Florida, because one of the main Republicans lives in Florida and he doesn't want oil drilling offshore.
We are back, and joining me now is the worst thing to happen to Disney since the It's a Small World ride, and the most boring, Governor Ron DeSantis.
Welcome to the free state of Florida.
Okay, let's cut the shit. Governor, you go by so many nicknames. Which do you prefer I call you? Ron DeSanctimonious? Meatball Ron? Dull as dishwater DeSantis? Trump Light? Little Ronnie Pudding Fingers? Ronald McDoofus? I can continue.
Well, we're fucked.
Answer me when I talk to you. I'm tired of these self-righteous environmentalists who think the only thing wrong with this country is there aren't enough bicycle paths. Besides, environmentalists don't give a shit about the planet. Not in the abstract, they don't. There is nothing wrong with the planet. Nothing wrong with the planet. The planet is fine. The people are fucked. The people are fucked. The people are fucked. Sound ain't no good times, you get it? We're fucked. We'll block out your eyes so they won't see the end. We'll box out your ears so they can't hear the end. We'll tear out your tongue so it won't taste the air.
Okay, so, my friends, that was how I felt on Inauguration Day. And I thought other people might get, but no, they said it was cut together from multiple sources where they say we're fucked. Low quality and does not contain meaningful discourse. That is somebody, one person's idea, okay? What's meaningful discourse to them? You know, there was news, there were scientists. Sorry, so Collapse can fuck off the Reddit. And I won't ever try to post there again. Sorry. And this will definitely not be a monetized video. I can tell you that. YouTube hates me too. I have to fight with them almost every video to make it monetized. So I guess we'll move on a little bit. But now you understand why I felt that way. You know, I felt like, well, putting down my art, and I've taught myself, and I never had any formal training, and I just like to do it. All right. So somebody can tell them I said fuck off. The only reason why I liked Collapse was because Michael Dowd was there. And Last Week in Collapse is there. But I have permission to do that show. All right? Okay. So I'm going to show you something Jonathan had written on our Facebook page. Social media users need to understand that social media giants are not your friends. Instead, they are in a position to undermine the freedom of press. Of course. And the reason why I'm putting that up to show you is because, you know, of all these platforms, like Reddit, like Facebook with little Marky Fascist now. You know, so a lot of my friends are getting off Facebook and they really want me to. But, you know, I'm hot. Turn that heat down. Had a talk with my family about it. We have a family chat. We talked about going to Signal. We talked about going to all these other things. My mom is 90. We talk every single day that way. Every day, all day, we chat, make sure my two brothers, my daughter, and myself, we know what we're doing. We care. We have been together. So my mom, who's 90, and my brother, we're just going to stay there, at least for now, with our chat. We have nothing what we're saying that, what are they going to come get us for saying sharing orange turd memes? All right, that was one. And then I want to share another. Can we turn 2025 off? Wait 30 seconds and turn it back on. Everyone and everything is malfunctioning. We could say that about every single year for a long time. And this is my spawn named Dawn who put that up. Can we turn it off? No, we can't turn it off. Nope. And, okay, before I go on, this is my favorite meme of all times, guys. All times. Wait a second. Here we go. Car rides. You got to laugh at this one. Do I have a laughing? I don't even know where half of my stuff is. This is the crowd going. Okay, they're laughing. Are they laughing at all these guys? I love that one. I thought we needed a little laughing break. All right. What was this one? Oh, well, I'm not ready for that yet. I am ready for this one, though. Yeah. Another one we can do a little, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay, all right. So anyway, all right. I'm going to go now to, well, actually, let me do this. Show you why. Yeah. Hottest year on record, 2024. But my video was inappropriate, or they didn't like it. And it's not that I don't even know I don't know what I feel about it. I guess because it's my art And if it was a drawing or a painting and somebody said it sucked, how would I feel? I'm not perfect, but anyway, whatever. So we know it's hot. And I found this, the apocalypse bingo. All right, apocalypse bingo. Civil war, social infrastructure collapse, war with China, Orange Turd 2.0, social abandonment, which we've talked about in the beginning of this. Cali floods, 2030s, mass heat death, satellites fail, EMP weapons, vaults, ocean current shutdown, mass suicides, unbreathable air, supply chain collapse, mass extinction, Southwest drought, Yellowstone caldera, LBGTQ plus illegal in the USA, no survivors 2050, which I'm not saying. Domestic terror, POTUS, wow, yeah, right. Death camps, super hurricane, rat poisoning. We've seen those in Gaza. We've seen that in Gaza. And here's another one we want to laugh at. Ice cream sundae? Crushed nuts? No, it's arthritis. I don't have nuts, but I have arthritis. Okay. All right. We're going back. Now we're going to finish up the rest of the show. I know I'm already probably to an hour, but I wanted to keep it to an hour. It's very hard because I had too many things. So we're going to go back over to pull up a couple of more things I wanted to look at. And then we're going to talk. I'm going to talk to you guys. All right. So, but I got to. Okay. So we're finished with the collapse thing. And what I wanted to talk about, we need dramatic social and technological changes. Is societal collapse inevitable? Now, this was from December, and I'm not reading the whole thing, but it's just that in The Guardian, of course, they're always talking about this. Where was the last piece I wanted to? In his 2005 book, Collapse, How Societies Choose to Fail or Succeed, Jared Diamond identified two vital choices distinguishing societies that failed from those, that survived. It's an interesting article. It's really interesting, but I don't want to read this whole thing. I just want to tell you that there's a lot of people that are talking about these issues. And with this idiot, okay, Orange Turd suggests Palestinians leave Gaza and we just clean out the territory. What did I say? Gaza has collapsed, giving 2,000-pound bombs to Israel. And he says, right? He says that they already paid for it. But what they want to do is move them all out. They are genociding them. And now they're going into the West Bank. So this is just another thing, you see, another thing about all this. And of course, this is not popular because you talk about any of this stuff, but he has not laid out any vision for post-war governance in Gaza. While signing executive orders after his inauguration, he discussed the territory as a real estate prospect. Didn't I say this months ago that Jared Kushner is chomping at the bit to make these into beachfront condos? Didn't I tell you this? He says it looks like a massive demolition site. It's got to be rebuilt in a different way. Mark my words, we're going to see that. We've seen it collapse. He says, oh, they bought them. They bought them. This, and Biden didn't do anything better for them either. So that's just one part. I had to bring that up because it pissed me off. All right, next we are going to move into Sarah, Collapse 2050, to bring up the rear here, okay? The rear is, and she wrote a really good article, Should You Just Give Up? And this is what I'm going to end with, reading this, all right? Okay. Should we just give up? Fatalism versus the future. Build knowledge, skills, resources to navigate a wide spectrum of potential futures. This includes saving money, investing in education, building portable wealth, and establishing contingency plans while remaining aware that it might be all pointless. So what's the point? A frequent question I hear from today's youth is, why bother? Why bother getting an education? Why bother working hard? Why bother saving for the future? These questions are natural after learning that civilization is driving full speed off a cliff. We're getting fucked from multiple directions, so many are YOLOing for today. Quit school, blow your savings on drugs, do whatever the hell you want. I get it. It feels like the risks are rapidly compounding and the future is hopeless. Time to give up, jump off the corporate treadmill, and enjoy the world before everything goes to shit, right? After all, we only have 5, or is it 10, or maybe 25 years left. Let's pump the brakes. Put the evidence aside for a second and allow me to pour you a glass of hopium. I won't go as far to say we won't someday end up in a dystopian work camp overseen by our AI drone overlords. But there is a possibility that this happens later than expected. Yay! When an outcome is unclear, you can assign probabilities to scenarios. There is a non-zero chance that the future is a recognizable place where we still earn a living and pay bills. I remember the 1980s when we all assumed we'd eventually die in a nuclear fireball within that decade. In the 1990s, many HIV-positive people were assumed they had no future and spent their life savings as they waited to die. During the early 2000s, oil production was to rapidly decline, sending humans back into the Stone Age. Despite numerous flirtations with Armageddon, there was no nuclear war. Although HIV had been a death sentence, new drugs were eventually allowed people to live far beyond initial expectations. A surge in shale and oil sands production offset conventional well production declines, allowing production of petroleum equivalents to continue growing. In a parallel universe, we're all dead. We starve to death in a nuclear winter or due to a shortage of fertilizer and transportation, both which require fossil fuels. But in this universe, well, somehow we didn't. We've been extremely lucky, and our fate may soon change. But even us doomers or collapsitarians must admit that we're still dealing with an unknown future. However slim the chance, what if you get to retirement age and haven't prepared for it? It's cathartic to say fuck it and YOLO your way through life. In a world where it feels like we've lost control, doing whatever you please can be empowering in the short term. However, that is effectively a bet. Not just that civilization will collapse, but when it will collapse. The future is unlikely to be better than the past. However, we could simply grind our way through time, figuring out how to do more with less. If this is true, investments made today could still set us up to better handle change. Plan for your future. If that future ends tomorrow, you won't be concerned about it anyway, right? Right. But if it doesn't, at least you're prepared. Unknown. In practical terms, that means you continue to work and save money. Invest in your knowledge and skills. Become a better person. Do something that helps the world while giving you an income. If you can't do that, milk the system for all you can get, knowing it's all a farce. In addition to preparing for some form of normalcy, I'd also suggest preparing for the worst. Have your passports in order. Have a plan. Ensure a portion of your wealth is portable, even if it's $5. That's probably if I have that much in my checking account. Maybe learn things and make connections that could help you flee. I recognize not everyone has this luxury, but those who do should prepare instead of only thinking about today. Perhaps preparing for some form of future that resembles the present by participating in the system makes you complicit. But outside of a few personal limitations, no driving, no flying, etc., what choice do you have? Not everyone has the option to live off the land, unfortunately. Your version of investing for the future may look different from mine or our parents'. However, to not prepare is like going without fire insurance on your house. You probably won't need it, but you'd be devastated if you actually did. I do recommend, though, watching the show I did with Antonio last Sunday about the insurance industry. Despite my previous attempts to estimate timing for stages of collapse, it's all unpredictable. An estimate off by just 10 years could mean a decade of destitution. You've essentially created your own personal collapse in this scenario. Instead, prepare for multiple possibilities. Moreover, as it becomes apparent that the system is slowing to a halt, those with resources and skills could ride the decline or transition more comfortably. On the other hand, the decline may be imperceptible, but those who invested in their future might remain ahead of and be ahead of the average person. Of course, this is all speculation. We could all die in a ball of fire next week for all I know. Live and appreciate each day to its fullest. But to bet the farm on an unknown future is foolish. And that is Sarah. She uses Sarah Connor as her, this is her Collapse 2050. This is on her Blue Sky because I don't need to show, I really don't need to show X. But she's a writer. And she writes a varied amount of things. So really, if you're on Blue Sky, please sub her. She needs subs. I like her. And I think I've got more subs than she does. And she's writing. Oh, what a year. It's January. Yeah. So I thought that was really good. And there was a couple of good comments. So you can read them yourselves, and she does answer. So she's I think she's on Medium. I think it's a good idea. And even if I decide,
my name is Eva, this is Women Blazing Trails, and let's get started.
To be Eva, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to decide to be Eva. I think I'm going to stay Sandy. Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to stay Sandy. And maybe I will get to be able to sit more in my office. Maybe I'll be able to do more things, but we'll see. I'm telling you, I could do so many different kinds of channels, and I might do something else, or maybe make playlists. Like I said, gardening is a big thing for me. Target shooting is a big thing I will do. Why not? All right. So let's see what you guys are saying. First of all, I want to say thank you for the super chats. That's going to the Pasadena Animal Shelter. Thank you, Foggy. And thank you, Mark. Mark is very generous. He sends me cat litter for me, which is really great, actually. Donations like that are pretty cool. I hope it has to say, oh, it didn't, right? My video where, hey, be more positive. So the first guy says in a cheerful voice, wherever that was, we are so, you know what? I've said it enough. Yeah, YouTube will definitely hate this. I'm on disability and I do best living alone because 90% of men are schmucks. Oh, wait, 90%. I love you guys. I'm only kidding. They're more work. So I can barely take care of myself on Social Security disability. Yeah, that's how I felt. I also like the ECH episodes the most where people talk about how fucked up things are. Probably because I can't talk freely about these things elsewhere. Group therapy for doomers? Okay. And that's like when we bring people like Carolyn Baker on to help us. And Sam says, I know how to get 10,000 subs in one day. I'm not going on Soft White Underbelly. I just don't want to. And he knows I don't want to. The collapse will follow strict rules and guidelines. Yeah, over at Reddit Collapse. You got kicked off of Reddit because too many people without my knowledge were posting links to my interview videos. Yeah, they really, that should be something that people ask for first. And yeah, it was not allowed because of community standards. No, they don't like me. Okay? Even when I do great interviews, they don't like me. I said they're collapse snobs. Do you understand that there are snobs in every community? It doesn't matter. That is humanity. There are snobs, stuck-up people, people that think they're better than you, all over the place. And that's one community that happens to think that way. The Climate Crisis Club on Saturdays doesn't feel like that. Aw, I love everyone. I do, except for the orange turd and his whole entire family and his whole entire cabinet. My cat videos are popular. Yeah, I know. Cat videos are popular. Oh my gosh. Gosh, we are so fucked. Oh my God. Yes, I know. Christo-fascists. I don't like the Christo-fascists. I've made tons of videos, many videos about that in the career. I put them under the political list. Political playlist. People don't like that either. And they don't like when I go on Wednesday nights and go on Matt's channel, The Letter Hack. Some people hate it. I remember they'll come on if I multi-stream and they'll say, hey, wait, we're talking politics here? I'm not here for that. I mean, everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. I don't think so. Well, I haven't felt it yet. I haven't felt that yet, You hate cars everywhere. I know. Well, they are everywhere. Except I happen to live in a place where they're not. And there's a lot of lovely horse and buggies. And, that is something I'm thinking of doing. When Harvey comes to build my raised beds, which I'm going to tell you guys, after this, I'm going to be doing a little fundraiser to help me pay for the raised beds because I just had to spend a fortune mouse-proofing my house and I'm paying off the roof. And it is not easy to live, but I'm not complaining because I've got a home. I was able to pay my taxes. I own it how can I complain? What's the point? Okay. Everyone be kind and shut up if you can't. That's right. That's right. So we have been, how long? Oh my gosh, we went 22 minutes. Long time lurker, first time commenter, love you in the show. I wish you didn't have so much to talk about, right? I definitely have to take breaks from time to time. Well, that's the thing. I want to make clips. And then when I want to make clips, I come by the office. I'm like, oh, I'm too sick. When I have to drive up to Buffalo, I come back. That's an hour and a half. I have a doctor up there, right? I have to go. And, he's also only going. He's not taking insurance anymore. He's my paying guy because of the time it takes for them to reimburse him and the amount they reimburse him. So now it's going to cost me $150 a month for that. But I couldn't do anything without help from that guy. But I walk by this office and there's a lot of times I really literally, can't do things. I can't sit. I have to bring in the firewood. Every day is the same, make coffee, take care of the cats, feed 8 cats, bring in the firewood, which I roll in. But I don't feel like anything is horrible. I don't say, what's the point? But that was the whole thing. What's the point? Yeah. How are you? Check out his channel if you want to be controversial. He's not that controversial, but he says what he thinks. And he's a channel. Says what he thinks. I respect him for that. And he doesn't give a shit either about views and money. Although, of course, I'd like to have more views, but, more people understanding what's going on, right? All right, guys, I am going to say goodbye for the day so that I can actually, it is. Awareness and activism. And the activism, my girlfriend Debbie was over yesterday, for example, and we talked about, okay, what are we going to do to prevent fracking from coming into New York? We have to understand how the ban got there. Is it permanent? and we want to get in touch with Josh Fox and other people that were working on the ban of fracking in New York State. So there you go. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to start the same song I started with, even though Bella hates it, because I like it. So I will be here Tuesday night, and Tuesday night I'm doing Last Week in Collapse because there's a lot going on. I'm doing it. So good night. Or afternoon. I forgot. It's not night. And thank you. Oops.
Yeah. What's the worst case scenario? Plan out in your head how it's all gonna go. So you think you got it covered, but there's always something new that you discover you've not thought about. You can never figure out every possible outcome, and you're so scared you'll get it wrong. Have a good time, but a worry after. Petrified, will they think I'm awkward? When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Try to calm down, thoughts spinning faster. Terrified, hide it with laughter. When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste. Something unexpected happens, you can't let it go. Caught up in your own distractions, you already know that you're gonna think about this for a while. While you try not to lose your mind, to believe the lies.
It sure is.
You tell yourself. Have a good time, but a worry after. Petrified, will they think I'm awkward? When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Try to calm down, thoughts spinning faster. Terrified, hide it with laughter. When your brain's wired for disaster, even good things leave a bitter taste. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste. Worry won't change the outcome, but I've been doing this for so long. My brain keeps signaling danger, although I know that I'll be just fine. Worry won't change the outcome, but I've been doing this for so long. My brain keeps signaling danger, although I know that I'll be just fine. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah. Even good things leave a bitter taste, yeah.